Moving away from familiar programs can be a huge roadblock to using Ubuntu Desktop. So you probably have programs that you're used to using, and you probably want to know if you can use those on Ubuntu Desktop. In many cases, you can. However, there are certain cases with very popular programs that they're just not going to run in Ubuntu Desktop by themselves. Either they don't provide a Debian package for installation, or they're not open source, so they're not going to give you the source code so that you could compile the program. And in this case, we turn to something called PlayOnLinux. PlayOnLinux is an application that is going to run, and it's going to use another application called Wine, which is going to enable you to install Windows programs and run them in Linux. Now, PlayOnLinux was originally for video games. However, it works for other applications as well. And in this module, I'll show you how you can get iTunes working in Ubuntu Desktop. However, before we go any further, I need you to taper your expectations off quite a bit. Here's why. If you are running PlayOnLinux and then installing programs within PlayOnLinux, you're obviously not running those programs in their native environment. Therefore, you should expect problems. Now, if you don't get problems with PlayOnLinux, that's terrific. And of course, that's what the program is designed to do, is to give you a seamless way to use Windows applications within a Linux distribution such as Ubuntu. However, you should expect problems because you're not running those applications in their native environment. Furthermore, if you are running Ubuntu Desktop virtually through VirtualBox, then you should definitely expect problems with PlayOnLinux and these applications. Again, PlayOnLinux is not a native environment for Windows applications. You're actually having virtualization going on within virtualization. So we're virtually running Ubuntu Desktop, and then we're somewhat, anyway, virtually running these programs through PlayOnLinux. Now, nevertheless, I think if there's a program that you just really can't live without, that you can't give up, then I think you can use something like PlayOnLinux. However, understand that full functionality is just not a good expectation to have, especially if you are running your operating system, Ubuntu Desktop, virtually as well. But even if you aren't, even on a physical installation, I think it would be a poor expectation to expect these applications to run flawlessly. Well, now that I've prefaced all of that, let's move on to a new module as I show you how to install iTunes 10 in PlayOnLinux.